You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully.
Hello, today is Saturday the 21st of September 2024 and you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, although you're probably listening to it tomorrow because this is really, really late, much later than I normally do this, and there's a good reason for that. I've been working and I just finished, and actually I genuinely did intend to do this a while ago. In fact, so I've had a not fun couple of days at work. It's just been lots of delays, and very, very, very long day. I mean, to the point where I was within 20 minutes of going into something we call discretionary time, which is basically where they know you're probably working longer than ideally you should, but you need to finish the flight. And it, occasionally happens. I think, have I gone into it before? I can't remember. It doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it's operationally necessary. But yeah, so yesterday felt like a very, very, very long day, and so literally all I had time to do in Istanbul was sleep, have something to eat, and then get picked up for my flight home. But is what it is. This job isn't, as much as I would have liked to have explored a little bit, this job isn't here for me to travel. It's here for me to, do the things I need to do. And it's just a shame because I was looking forward to Istanbul, and in the end, but on the plus, didn't get to do much. But on the plus side, we got home in good time. But yeah, the first take of this podcast, I was sitting, I hadn't had a chance to do it, and then I was sitting in because I always get down to the lobby quite a bit earlier than I absolutely have to, purely because I don't like to rush around, and normally other crew then you can talk to, but again today I was soloing it. I was the only person being picked up and taken to the airport. So I started recording the podcast, and I was sitting on this little group of 4 chairs. So there was another cabin crew for another airline on chairs on the other side of the lobby, and I thought, well, I don't want to sit with them because that would mean talking to. I don't always want to talk to people. I have to talk to people at work, but in the lead up to that, I don't I don't like to have to do too much of that. So I went and sat by the chair by myself, and then started recording the podcast. And again, I wasn't speaking too loud. I was kind of holding it really close to my mouth and speaking really quietly into it like this. And then this couple came and sat really close to me, and I felt so self-conscious doing it. So I just stopped because, firstly, I was in a foul mood and I was being really, really negative, and kind of, it would have been tedious to listen to. No more tedious than the rest, I'm sure, but really tedious to listen to. So yeah, in a way, I'm glad they sat down there, and I just stopped, and flew home, no problem. I'm now in the car. It's 11:15 at night, and I've realised that I was going to arrive home just after midnight. Now, I could probably get away with dropping a podcast at midnight and putting today's date on it still, but I'd rather not do that. I mean, if there's an eventuality where I absolutely have to, then I will. I am determined to kind of do one daily. I mean, this is still, certainly inside my head, this is still today. Even if it spills over after midnight, it's still Saturday because I'm finishing off Saturday. But yeah, I didn't want to cheat like that. As I say, it will happen in the future at some point. And also, I'm really keen to do it daily because I really want to keep that 200 as the deadline for finishing Empress of the Trees. And if I don't do one every day, then I'm effectively extending my deadline. Excuse me. I probably should have just set a date for the deadline, but the nice round podcast 200 sounds really good as a deadline for doing that, which is why I've chosen to do that. And also I don't have any emergency. I normally have a couple of emergency podcasts banked, but because I had my kind of down days a few days ago, the ones I'd recorded I used, and then I haven't recorded any since. So maybe I'll record a couple in Boston. So yes, I'll be home probably by about half past midnight. I'm in no hurry. I don't have to leave for work till sort of 3:30 in the afternoon, so I can have a good sleep, good breakfast, lunch, whatever I'm going to have. And it's the nice Boston one. It's the one where we arrive so late we have that the plane has to overnight for the crew to go home, which obviously won't be us, we'll be on the following day, but it basically means we get 2 local nights instead of 1. Very unusual for East Coast USA. West Coast it's more common because they're longer flights, so we have to have 2 local nights down route. Also, it has a time difference of 8 hours instead of 5. So I'm realistically not going to get any writing done over the next few days. I will try and do something, not tomorrow, I will try and do something on my whole day in Boston. It's a real shame because I really want to go and see a baseball match, and I've been to America a lot this month, and everywhere I've been, the place where I've been, the team have been playing that day, but away, not at home. So I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I would have looked at what the Boston team are doing. Is it the Red Sox? I'm pretty sure I'd have looked at what the Red Sox are doing tomorrow, and they're not playing at home. They're playing somewhere else. The only one I could have done, I could have seen, there are 2 Major League Baseball teams in Chicago, and the day I got there last time, the rubbish team, the one nobody's interested in, was playing, but again, it was quite close to when we landed, and I couldn't be bothered. So anyway, right, so sorry this is so late. I'll be back at some point tomorrow. Basically saying, I'm tired, and just moaning a lot, so skip it if I were you. Alright, take care, thank you, bye bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree at linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.